Remember when earning $100,000 a year was the ultimate dream? It was the "I made it" number. If you reached that level, you were considered successful, secure, and part of the upper middle class. It meant the big house in a safe neighborhood, two new cars in the driveway, two family vacations every year, and a college fund that actually grew faster than the cost of tuition. But look around you today. It is 2026. If you are over 40, you have done everything right. You stayed in school. You climbed the corporate ladder. You navigated the recessions. You got the promotions. You worked the late hours, and you finally hit that six-figure mark. Maybe you even surpassed it. Maybe you are looking at your bank account and seeing a salary of $150,000. And yet, there is a cold, sinking feeling in your stomach every time you look at your monthly balance. Why does it feel like you are just one car repair, one broken HVAC system, or one medical bill away from total financial disaster? Why does earning $150,000 in 2026 feel exactly like earning $50,000 felt back in 2005? Today, we are going to talk about a phenomenon that is crushing families across the country: the invisible poverty line. We are going to look at why the middle class is being squeezed like never before, and why, even if you have a high salary, you might still be functionally broke. This isn't just about the price of gas or eggs. It is about a system that was fundamentally redesigned while you were busy working and raising your family. If you feel like you are running faster and faster just to stay in the same place, I want you to know that you are not crazy. You are not bad with money, and you are definitely not alone. The math of the American dream has changed, and the rules we were taught 20 years ago no longer apply. Let's look at the cold, hard numbers that the banks and the government do not want you to focus on. Let's break down a $150,000 salary in the year 2026. On paper, it sounds like a fortune. It is $12,500 every single month. To most people in the world, that sounds like you should be living in a palace. You should be rich, right? Well, let's start taking the bites out of that apple, one by one, and see what is actually left when the dust settles. First, we have to talk about the government. Before you even see a penny of your hard-earned money, the taxman takes his cut. After federal income taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, your $12,500 is immediately reduced. In many states, you are lucky if you take home $8,500. That is $4,000 gone before you've even paid for a loaf of bread. Now, let's talk about the biggest thief of your wealth and the biggest change in the last decade: housing. In 2026, the housing market has reached a point of pure insanity. If you are over 40, you probably remember when a three-bedroom house in a decent school district cost $250,000. Today, that same house is $700,000 or more. Even with a decent down payment, the average mortgage for a normal family home is now pushing $4,000 a month once you include the skyrocketing costs of property taxes and homeowners insurance. Insurance companies are raising rates by 20 or 30% a year because of climate risks and rising construction costs. So, from your $8,500, you pay $4,000 for the roof over your head. Suddenly, you are left with $4,500. That sounds like enough, until you look at the next big expense: health insurance. If you have a family, even if you have a good corporate job, you are likely paying between $800 and $1,200 a month in premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket costs. The days of the company paying for everything are over. You are now down to $3,300. Now, let's look at transportation. In 2026, the average new car payment has crossed the $800 mark. If you and your spouse both have cars, which most working families do, and one of them is a few years old while the other is newer, you are looking at $1,600 a month just for the right to drive to work. And we haven't even talked about gasoline, which stays stubbornly high, or car insurance, which has doubled in price since 2020. After cars and insurance, you are left with maybe $1,300. We haven't even bought a single bag of groceries yet. We haven't paid for electricity, which is up 40%. We haven't paid for water, heating, or the internet. We haven't put a single dollar into a retirement account or a college fund for the kids. This is the $150,000 poverty line. You are earning what used to be wealthy money, but you are living a survival life. You are checking your banking app at the grocery store checkout line. You are sweating when the school sends home a flyer for a $50 field trip. This is the reality of the high-income trap in 2026. If you are in your 40s or 50s, this hits you much harder than it hits a 20-year-old. A 20-year-old can live with 3 roommates in a cramped apartment. They can eat ramen noodles and drive a beat-up car with a cracked windshield because they have the luxury of time. They have 40 years of career growth ahead of them. But for you, the stakes are much higher. You are in what we call the sandwich generation crisis. You are expected to be the pillar of strength for everyone. You are trying to fund your children's future so they don't start life with 6 figures of student debt, while at the same time you are looking at your aging parents who might not have saved enough for 2026 prices. You are being pulled in 2 different directions, and both directions cost a lot of money. There is also a massive psychological trap at play here. Because you are over 40, you remember what things should cost. Your brain is calibrated to the prices of 2005 or 2010. You remember when a steak dinner for 2 was $60, not $160. You remember when $30,000 bought a luxury SUV with leather seats, not a basic compact car with a plastic interior. Because you remember that old world, your brain tells you that with a $150,000 income, you should be able to say yes to life. You feel like you earned the right to say yes to the nice summer vacation. You feel like you earned the right to renovate that outdated kitchen or buy the premium brand of coffee. But the 2026 economy says no. The economy doesn't care about your hard work or your promotions. In the current market, $150,000 is the new $75,000. If you haven't adjusted your internal price settings, you are likely drowning in credit card debt just to maintain a lifestyle that used to be considered standard middle class. You aren't buying yachts or Rolexes. You are just trying to live the life your parents lived on a much smaller salary. Let's dive deeper into why your groceries cost so much more today. In 2026, we are seeing the results of years of supply chain shifts and corporate greed. When you walk into a supermarket, you aren't just paying for the food. You are paying for the massive increase in energy costs to transport that food. You are paying for the higher wages of the workers in the fields and the warehouses. And you are paying for the shrinkflation that has taken over every aisle. Have you noticed that the box of cereal is thinner? Have you noticed that the bag of chips is mostly air? Have you noticed that the roll of paper towels has fewer sheets? This is the silent thief. You are paying the same price, or a higher price, for less product. For a family of 4 in 2026, a basic grocery bill for a week is now $400. That is $1,600 a month just to eat at home. If you want to eat healthy, fresh vegetables, organic meat, real fruit, that number jumps to $2,500. This is why the $150,000 salary is disappearing. After you pay for your house, your cars, your health insurance, and your basic food, there is literally nothing left. You are working 50 hours a week just to exist. We also have to talk about the invisible inflation. This is what we call the leaks in the bucket. In 2026, these leaks have become giant holes that are draining your wealth every single day. It is the subscription-ification of your entire existence. Think about how many things you pay for every month that you used to own outright. In the past, you bought a car and you owned the features. Today, car companies want you to pay a monthly fee just to use the heated seats or the remote start. You used to buy software on a disk and own it forever. Now, every tool you use for work or home requires a monthly subscription. Your home security is a subscription. Your music is a subscription. Your movies are a subscription. Even your doorbell requires a monthly fee to show you who is at the door. Individually, these are small amounts, $15 here, $20 there. But when you audit a typical 40-plus household in 2026, you find they are spending over $600 a month on digital services and recurring fees. That is $7,000 a year just to keep the lights on in your digital life. Then there is convenience inflation. This is a quiet killer of wealth. Because you are working 50 or 60 hours a week to justify that high salary, you are exhausted. You come home at 7:00 p.m. and you don't have the mental energy to chop vegetables and cook a healthy meal. So you open an app. A $20 meal becomes a $45 meal after delivery fees, service charges, and tips. You are trading your high salary for time because the very job that pays you so much is stealing all your energy. It is a closed loop of exhaustion. You earn more money so you can pay for the conveniences that help you survive the stress of earning more money. You aren't building an empire. You are just funding your own survival. You are paying for the privilege of being tired. Think about the education trap. For those of us over 40, we remember when you could work a summer job and pay for a year of college. Today, that is a fantasy. In 2026, the cost of a 4-year degree at a state university is reaching $150,000. If your child wants to go to a private school, you are looking at nearly $400,000. As a high earner, you are in a terrible position. You make too much money to qualify for significant financial aid, but you don't make enough money to write a check for $60,000 a year. So, what do? You take out Parent Plus loans. You tap into your home equity. You stop contributing to your 401k so you can pay for tuition. You are sacrificing your future security for your children's education, and the system is designed to take every dollar you have. This is why you feel broke. You are paying for the past, your debt, the present, your lifestyle, and the future, your kids' education and your parents' care, all at once. It is a mathematical impossibility for most people. Let's talk about the psychological toll of lifestyle creep. As your income went up over the years, you slowly upgraded your life. You moved from a starter home to a bigger home. You upgraded from a basic sedan to a luxury SUV. You started eating at better restaurants. This feels like progress, but in 2026, it is a trap. Once you have a high-cost life, it is very hard to go back. If you are used to a certain level of comfort, moving to a smaller house or driving a cheaper car feels like failure. But it isn't failure, it's survival. The middle-class look is now a luxury that only the truly wealthy can afford. Most people you see living that life are doing it on borrowed time and borrowed money. They are using credit cards to buy clothes, using HELOCs to pay for vacations, and using car leases to look successful. They are actors in a play, and the stage is about to collapse. So, how do we break this cycle? How do we make 6 figures feel like real money again? The first step is the hardest. We have to kill the image. The biggest reason a high income feels like poverty is because we are desperately trying to look like we earn twice as much as we actually do. In 2026, the middle class is a look that most people can no longer afford to maintain. We are buying houses we don't need to impress people we don't like. We are buying cars on 84-month loans just to fit in at the office parking lot. You have to stop comparing your life to the people on your social media feed. If you see a friend from high school posting photos of a new boat or a luxury European vacation, do not feel behind. Most of those people are one paycheck away from losing everything. They are living on a knife's edge of debt. In 2026, the real status symbol isn't a designer bag or a German car. The real status symbol is a boring bank account with a lot of cash in it. It is the ability to say no to a job you hate because you have enough saved to walk away. The second step is to inflation-proof your lifestyle. This means moving toward ownership and away from the subscription trap. It means looking at every recurring bill and asking, does this actually improve my life, or am I just a tenant in my own existence? It means driving that 2018 or 2019 car until the engine stops turning. It means realizing that in the current economy, luxury is not a brand name. Luxury is having zero credit card debt and a 6-month emergency fund sitting in a high-yield savings account. Step 3 is specifically for those of you with families. You must stop being the unlimited bank for everyone else. This sounds harsh, but it is necessary for your survival. If you are 50 years old and you are draining your retirement savings to pay for your adult child's expensive apartment or their third degree, you are setting yourself up for a very dark future. In 2026, you cannot afford to be a martyr. You have to put your own financial oxygen mask on first. A $150,000 salary requires a $50,000 salary mindset. If you live like you are broke, you might actually end up wealthy. But if you try to live like you are wealthy, the 2026 economy will make absolutely sure that you end up broke. Let's look at the investment landscape for someone over 40. The old advice was to put your money in an index fund and wait 20 years. But in 2026, the market is more volatile than ever. Inflation is eating your returns. If the market goes up 7% but inflation is 6%, you are only making 1%, and that is before taxes. To build real wealth today, you have to be more strategic. You have to look at assets that protect you from the devaluing of the dollar. You have to look at your own expenses as the first place to invest. Every dollar you save by cutting a useless subscription or avoiding a high-interest loan is a guaranteed return on your money. In 2026, defensive financial planning is more important than aggressive growth. If you can protect what you have, you are winning. Consider the hidden cost of stress. When you earn $150,000 but feel broke, your body is in a constant state of high cortisol. You aren't sleeping well. You are arguing with your spouse about the credit card bill. You are worried about being laid off because you know you can't survive more than a month without a paycheck. This stress has real medical costs. It leads to heart disease, high blood pressure, and burnout. Then, you spend more money on doctors and therapy to fix the stress caused by trying to earn the money to pay for the life that causes the stress. It is a vicious circle. Breaking the high-income poverty trap is not just about your bank account. It is about your physical and mental health. It is about taking back your life from a system that wants you to be a high-producing, high-consuming drone. The world has changed. The rules have been rewritten. The old American dream where a high salary automatically meant a comfortable life is dead. It died somewhere between 2020 and 2025, and many people haven't realized it yet. They are still trying to play by the 1990s rule book in a 2026 world. The new reality is a constant battle against a system designed to separate you from your money. But remember, being truly rich was never about the number on your paycheck. It was always about the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If you earn $150,000 and you spend $149,000, you are one bad day away from poverty. But if you earn $80,000 and you have learned to live happily on $50,000, you are truly wealthy. You have the ultimate luxury, peace of mind. You have the freedom to spend your time how you want. You have the security to face the future without fear. It is time to stop chasing the ghost of the past and start building a fortress around your own finances. Do not let the 2026 poverty line claim you. Focus on the math, ignore the marketing, and take back control of your time and your life. You have worked too hard for too many years to let it all slip away into the pockets of banks, insurance companies, and subscription services. Take a stand today. Audit your spending, cut the dead weight, and start building real wealth that lasts. Look at your neighbors. They might have a brand new boat and a freshly paved driveway, but you don't know their debt-to-income ratio. You don't know the late-night conversations they are having about how to pay for their daughter's braces. Don't build your life based on their highlight reel. Build your life on a foundation of reality. In 2026, the most radical thing you can do is to be content with less. To own a small house that is paid for. To drive an old car that starts every morning. To have a pantry full of food and a bank account full of cash. This is the new dream. It's a quieter dream, but it's a much more stable one. It's the only way to survive the $150,000 poverty line. If this message hit home for you, it is time to look at your bank statement with new, honest eyes. Don't be afraid of what you see. Use it as a starting point for a new direction. You have the power to change your story. Stay smart, stay disciplined, and stay invested in your own future. I will see you in the next one. Let's keep moving forward, $1 at a time until we are truly free from the trap. This is your journey, and it starts today. Don't wait for the economy to get better. Make your own economy better. You are the CEO of your household, and it's time to make some tough executive decisions. Your future self will thank you for the courage you show today. Goodbye for now, and remember, wealth is not what you earn, it is what you keep. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care of yourself, your finances, and most importantly, take care of your time. Good luck.